Welcome into Trivia Night Live, a weekly trivia show where you, the viewer, get to compete for prizes, glory, and your name getting shouted out numerous times over 1 hour broadcast. I am your host, Joey Wright, back with you after a little bit of a break, whether you're playing with us live or tonight or on replay on Football Guys Live or the Fantasy Cares YouTube channel. We want to thank you for joining us. Joining me tonight is my co-host, as always, Jake Bryant. Jake, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing well, Joey. Happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here too, Jake. We are in our off season where we're gonna have a little bit of fun, and we're bringing guests back. And for our first guest, we had to go to the well. We had to go with what we know we have. Everybody, welcome Football Guys analyst, show host, just maniac extraordinaire, Dave Kluge. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. Senior analyst, I might add. I worked very hard for that title. Joe told me about a year ago that I can start referring to myself as a senior analyst. So please, Joey, don't make that mistake again.
I won't. Jake, what's your title at Football Guys?
That is a great question, Joey, and I don't think we have enough time to talk about it.
Okay. We all wear a lot of hats here.
Yeah. We're all of us are wearing hats tonight except for Dave. Although Dave was the bright idea. Tonight's theme is music and NFL trivia. So the crossroads of music and NFL. And Dave messages me like 20 minutes before the show. And he's like, I'm putting on a music t-shirt. And I said, the only one I have is Olivia Rodrigo, but I went and put it on. Dave, what are you wearing tonight?
This is Lamb of God and Mastodon. They did their tour just last summer, Ashes of Leviathan. It was the 20th anniversary for two albums that changed my life back in 2004 as a little 14-year-old boy, listening to Ashes of the Wake and Leviathan. And Mastodon, one of my favorite bands growing up, just recently lost Brett Hines, their lead guitarist, within the last few months. So got to see one of their final shows. Really happy to be a part of that tour.
Well, that's cool that you got to. I always tell people, like, because in my younger days, I used to go to a lot of concerts. I used to hand the flyers out of the door and never skip out on seeing someone, especially if they're maybe a little older in age, because you just never know if they're gonna. I missed seeing Johnny Cash. My brother invited me to go to a Johnny Cash concert, and I was like, nah, I don't really want to go, and I regret it every day. So awesome. So yeah, music and in NFL trivia. Dave, you have quite the collection. Like I stop at my movies, but what kind of collection do you have that has to do with music? It's kind of why we wanted to have you here tonight.
Vinyl records, and I know you believe in media in the Blu-ray form. I prefer the vinyl collecting. I've got a little over 300 vinyls, and mix everything from metal to classical to pop, hip hop, R&B, and everything in between. I love music, so I'm excited to, football and music are probably like my two biggest passions in life, like non-family related. So getting to do a show where we get to talk about football and music, I'm ecstatic.
All right, well, we're gonna get into the trivia here in a minute. We're gonna say hey to the chat. I wanted to ask you guys real quick. There was a bit of, like, I don't want to call it gossip, but there was some news breaking today that Bill Belichick is not going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Real quick, would you guys have given him a vote as a first ballot?
Is this for the College Football Hall of Fame as the UNC head coach, Joey?
Yes,
or is this... Oh, okay.
Well, see, Jake, do you
where else did he coach?
Exactly. Do you think that hurt his chances, though?
It doesn't help. But yes, he would have gotten my vote.
Yeah, I would have voted for him too. I guess it's come out now. Bill Polian was campaigning against him. So crazy stuff going on there in Canton. I'll have to report to them in August and see what's going on.
It's disappointing.
Awesome. Let's check in on the chat.
Same year the Pro Bowl became a joke, so did the NFL Hall of Fame, apparently.
Well, there you go. All right, let's see what's going on with the chat. Frank in the chat saying, trivia is back. Yeah, we took a little break, but we're back. We promised to do a lot of work. Jake, did we do any of that work?
All of it. We did all the work.
We did all of it. That's right, Joe. Because if Joe's watching, we did all the work we said we were going to do. Classic misdirection. Impressive. I don't know what they meant, but I think it's a good fantasy team name. So Frank in the chat. Excited to see Dave tonight. Yeah, we were excited.
I'm excited to see Frank. I was on his show just a few days ago, Trade Addicts, and we had a great time talking about this upcoming offseason, answering some dynasty questions as well. So happy to see Frank here, and it was a pleasure getting to meet him just last week.
There you go. Let me tell you, I got to meet Frank in like your hometown, Dave, in Chicago last summer, and quite the hugger, Frank. Just a great guy. Speaking of trivia, Ladarius, king of all trivia. Ladarius being here reminds me to tell you tonight is the start of Tournament of Champions. If you win this offseason on Trivia Night Live, you will be entered into the final episode of the season right at the end of the year in July, where we will crown the Trivia Night Super Champion, Trivia Night Live Super Champion. So that will be going on. So get in, win a week, and you get to come back for the special episode at the end of the year. It's free to join, but you can always make donations to Fantasy Cares to get on in there. And that just boosts your morale points. We don't actually give morale points out or bonus points, but maybe we should. But yeah. See Fantasy Cares saying, Joe, rumor has it Dave has a big head. Dave, would you like to confirm or deny that?
Gigantic. Like, I can't fit in most hats. It's a problem.
Melon.
When it says one size fits all, that's one size fits all, except for Dave and a few other people on the planet.
Mm-hmm. It says no Klugies in small print right below it. I thought Dave was doing parks. Yeah, Dave was supposed to do national park trivia. I think we're going to have to bring it back.
Yeah.
I think I got sick and I canceled it on you, if I remember correctly.
No, we just changed it to something else. I can't remember what it was. There's something else that felt more timely. There was like something on the NFL schedule. Was it Super Bowls? There was something coming up that we were like, we can't not do this topic this week. Can't remember exactly.
You know what it might have been is pro days.
I think so.
Not pro days, the combine.
It is, yeah. And then we talked a bunch of college stuff. That's right. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that was probably more timely. Okay. Retro Coach. Hey, y'all. Can't play, but we'll be listening live again. Well, welcome in. Glad to have you here. And then Dave was just talking in the chat because he didn't like it when I wasn't talking to him. Chuck's here. Chuck. Good evening, fellas. All right. Jake, what's the best concert you've ever been to?
It's a great question, Joey.
That I prepared you for.
You did not prepare me for. I was a big John Bellion fan, which I don't know if that name hits or not.
Yeah.
He produced a lot of songs that you might know, but he's pretty popular. And I was really into him early college, late high school. And so I've probably seen him 3 or 4 times. But the Coca-Cola Roxy in Atlanta was by far one of the most fun concerts.
Okay. Dave, best concert you ever been to?
Best concert I have ever been to. Oh my goodness. Probably not the answer you'd expect, but Foo Fighters. Like, I'm not even the biggest Foo Fighters fan, and I know if Joe's watching right now, I know Joe definitely isn't the biggest Foo Fighters fan, but they put on such an awesome show. But what made it so memorable, it was the tour. I forget the exact year. I want to say it was 2014, 2015, maybe. But it was right after Dave Grohl had fallen off of the stage at a prior show and he broke his leg. And rather than canceling the tour, they made this gigantic throne for him. And there was a catwalk that like came out into the crowd, and this throne was on tracks. So he's sitting in this throne made of guitars, playing the guitar. There are pyrotechnics and fireworks shooting out of the throne. Like, he had every excuse to cancel the tour, but he came out anyway, threw down an awesome show at Wrigley Field. That was one of the best shows I've ever been to.
Nice. Mrs. Joey Wright, my wife Bethany, went to a Foo Fighters concert with a friend, had never knew a couple of the songs off the radio, and she said it was one of the best shows she's ever attended. So
they put on an
Bethany
amazing show.
As well.
Yeah.
The best concert I've been to, I think, would have to be, and Red Rocks holds a very special place in my heart. I once saw Ava Brothers at Red Rocks. Dave was with me actually when I saw that show. I just not connected that. But my favorite show was at the Tabernacle in Atlanta. I saw Ray LaMontagne and my friend Tristan Prettyman open for him, and it was an incredible evening. I always say the best time to see an act or a band is on their second album. I think that's the perfect time to see them. So yeah, and that was the best show I've seen. Cool. Let's see what else is going on in the chat there. Retro Coach, the loudest show you've ever attended. For me, it was Monster Magnet, Elastica, and Ned's Atomic Dustbin. Dave, are those real bands?
Not that I'm familiar with, but loudest show I've ever been to, without a doubt, Rusko. And a lot of people aren't going to know Rusko. He is an English dubstep DJ, but I saw him in concert in 2008, and my ears were ringing for about 4 days afterwards.
Okay, did you answer him?
I don't know them.
Okay. Well, the boys are back. Yeah, we're here. We're here, Brain Burst. Thanks for being here. I am here with Dave from the convenience store, and we both have our blueberry lollipops. Let's go. Yeah. That's called an inside joke. Show here. Belichick hasn't even won a Super Bowl this decade. that. Fantasy Cares in here. Jake has a fantastic hat on.
Oh, thank you, Frank.
Joshua Tree hat.
Great.
Is that your favorite U2 album, Jake?
Probably, but I don't know. I would say yeah.
Okay. I'm not Jake for every.
I'm not a big U2 fan, if I'm being honest. I like your stuff, but yeah,
that's fine. I could do the show with or without you, Jake. I don't need to get that. Okay. What's up, trivia fam? And then I saw Eric Clapton's last tour and Elton John's first of 4 last tours. Elton John is a great show. I got to see Elton John, and well, that was a show. My favorite song is Tiny Dancer. Play Tiny Dancer. I was very excited. Lollapalooza 96, Metallica, Soundgarden, Rage Against the Machine. That's a lineup right there.
I went to Lollapalooza every year from 2007 to 2018, and leaving Chicago and not getting to go to Lollapalooza anymore is one of the things I miss most about Chicago.
Elton John, 2002 at Madison Square Garden. U2 at the Sphere. All right. Well, guys, let's go ahead and hop in that trivia game. Let's put the QR code up there for everybody. Share the board. That's what people are waiting for. There we go. Make that nice and big for you. All right. What a connection. Stutter, how do you know about Elastica? Okay, people are excited. Dave, we were at Lollapalooza at the same time from 2011 to 2016. How do we miss each other? Dave, how'd you guys miss each other?
I got to be careful what I say on this channel, but I was I missed a lot at those shows. I was there physically. I'll just say that.
Dave's a big reader, and he was reading between bands, and
that's it. Yep.
Missed all the people passing by. Yeah, I have a.
I actually ran into one of my coworkers at Lollapalooza one year, and it wasn't just like a quick run in. Like I ran into him, we talked for like 15 minutes, and in my mind, I'm like, wow, Sean's on a different planet right now. But anyway, we talked for like a half hour, and then I see him Monday morning, and I go, great seeing you at Lollapalooza, and he goes, I saw you at Lollapalooza. Just no recollection at all of the 30-minute conversation we had.
Yeah, I'll have to go to that one year. Steven, a friend of the show, he's come on once before. Steven Johnson works like right downtown Chicago, and he's like, yeah, when Lala's going on, you just don't even bother showing up for work because it's just insane.
It's a fun time.
Yeah. All right, U2 at Dodger Stadium. I love chat letting us know what their favorite concerts were. Lollapalooza 94 was my year. People were lighting Domino's pizza boxes on fire during the Red Hot Chili Pepper set. All right.
It's funny. A lot of these guys, like I saw somebody mention a 90s show with Metallica, and he's saying Red Hot Chili Peppers 94. Like those guys all came back in the 2000s. So like I got to see Metallica, Red Hot Chili Peppers, all these same guys, but just like much later in their careers at the same music fest, which is pretty fun.
Have you guys heard of Gogo Bordello by chance?
Yep. Saw him at Warped Tour in 2004.
So my first festival I had ever been to, the very first band that was started the day off, I did not know who they were, was Gogo Bordello, and Serge drank an entire bottle of red wine during his set. Actually, I think it was like 2 bottles of wine. He was insane. Oh, that was such a fun show. What a way to start a festival. Joey, you would like about 1 day of Lollapalooza, 3 to 4 days long, is regardless of activities.
They stretch it out. Yeah, they stretch it out to 4 days, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it is tough. That is just like in the heat of a Chicago summer, 4 days from sun up till sundown. It's long.
I've done one Bonnaroo. So I've done a festival, but since the one that I went to where Gogo Bordello opened. But yeah, I maybe I'll just do 1 day. I'm kind of old now. Thanks for kindly saying I'm old now, Frank. All right, we'll give a couple more minutes. We usually start it off right at the about 15-minute mark. Let me take care of some housekeeping. Tournament of Champions starts tonight. Every weekly winner this offseason will be invited to our special Tournament of Champions episode at the end of the summer. There, all of our Trivia Night Live weekly winners will compete for the title of Trivia Night Live Super Champion, and you will get a trophy from Trophy Smack, an appearance on the show with Jake and I, and that's an optional appearance. If you feel like that would be a punishment, you do not have to come on the show. Once again, 100% free to play. Just donations to Fantasy Cares are encouraged. And right now, Fantasy Cares does have their Super Bowl squares going on. So go to fantasycares.org to check out that. So we got the game board up. Thanks for watching us on the YouTube channel. Let's get to all these rules. Okay, go ahead and scan the QR code or go to Kahoot.it on your web browser. From here, you'll need to enter the 7-digit code for tonight's game, which today will be 571, or no, it'll be 209497. Only 6 digits tonight, so we got a discount for this evening. From here, enter a nickname. Any vulgar or hateful names will not be eligible for prizes. In addition, we will kick you off the show. We've never had to do it, but there's always a first time. We did have to do it in Las Vegas at our company retreat, though. Jake, you remember that? We had to kick him out of the room.
I did. It got ugly.
Terrible. It was awful. Once the game begins, a question will come up on the screen here as well as on the device. Answer by clicking or tapping on your choice from your device. Accuracy and speed will both factor into your score. The quicker you answer correctly, the higher the points, and you'll have 45 seconds to answer each and every question. Each game will consist of 15 questions. We will be playing one game tonight, and at the end of the game, the person with the highest amount of points will be our winner. And the theme for tonight's trivia is the NFL/music. So it could be questions about the Grammys. It could be questions about the national anthem, musical instruments, like it all to do with music in the NFL. Prize tonight. Season just ended, but we're giving away a Football Guys subscription. So get ready to re-up that. Cool. You guys ready to play? Oh, we got some comments. Foo Fighters, Eminem, Muse at Lollapalooza 2011 ruined me, and I've only missed one since. Foo Fighters in the pouring rain during Wasting Light tour capped off Sunday.
I was at that 2011. It was awesome. And then Muse came back, I want to say 5 or 6 years later. And at that time, I was a big Muse fan at the time. My wife, Emily, and I, we got there 3 shows before Muse so we could hold down, like, right up at the stage, like at the barricade to get ready for Muse. And it started raining right before they came on set. They played one song and then the city shut it down. So we spent an entire day just trying to hold down our spot so we could be front row for Muse to get one song. It was, just terrible.
There was no other bands that came on the stage before that, or?
Well, there were bands before then, but there's like 8 different stages. So typically what you do with these festivals, you're bopping around all over the place. But we said we want to be right at the stage for Muse. So we got there at like 1 p.m., held that spot down all day long, and then got to see one song, and that was it. It was pretty heartbreaking.
Saw Muse at Austin City Limits. Underrated show. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get the game started. We've just got about 10 people in there. All right. Music trivia. 3, 2, 1. Who sings the current Monday Night Football theme song, a reimagined version of Phil Collins's In the Air Tonight? Is it Chris Stapleton, Luke Bryan, Morgan Wallen, or Blake Shelton?
I was looking for Carrie Underwood on there, and that's not it.
I think she sings the Sunday Night Football.
She does.
Very controversial.
Faith Hill did it better.
Yes, she did. I did not like when Carrie Underwood took over. Faith Hill was like an institution in my friend group for her singing that song, and we were really upset when they took it away from her. I
thought all of these were the same people.
Yeah. Oh no, one of them is very different from the other 3.
If you put all these guys in a line, I wouldn't be able to pick one of them out.
I think one of them is very talented.
Ooh.
Chris Stapleton's the correct answer. Ooh. And I think that's the one that he's very talented. And if you have an opinion on that, chat, please let me know. And I'm talking about music talent, not chucking chairs off the top of buildings in Nashville as talent. Anybody catch that reference? Nope. Good. Pink was good at Sunday Night Football too. I didn't know Pink did it.
I think it was like 1 or 2 years. I felt like Faith Hill did it like my entire childhood. And I don't think Carrie Underwood sounds much different.
All right, let's take a look at the leaderboard. One person said Blake Shelton. Bless that one person. All right. Frank in the chat, right in there with 990. Right behind him, Smitty, Chuckles, Ladarius, and Benito Bowl. I like Benito Bowl. That's a fun name. Between Faith and Carrie, I think. Yeah, it's probably between those 2. All right. Jake, if you had to cast a vote between Faith and Carrie?
Pink was before Faith Hill.
Really?
I'm
okay.
When was the switch over to Carrie? Because I feel like I just know Carrie.
It had to have
Faith
been
was
about 10
before
years ago.
Carrie. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, was it? It might have been that long ago. Yeah.
Hmm.
Next
Carrie
question.
Underwood's been doing it since 2013.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
So yeah, oh man, it's like 13 years. Who pictured here riding a gigantic pink pony won the Grammy for Best New Artist last year? Is that Doechii, Chapel Roan, Shabuzi, or Ray? And all these are real acts, I'm told.
I gotta say, when we're talking about like NFL theme songs, that Thursday Night Shabuzi song is one of the worst pieces of music I've ever heard in my life. Oh my goodness.
They're struggling over on Thursday night.
I think the broadcast is awesome. I love Prime Vision, but that theme song is so bad. We're gonna let them know. It has become a punchline in our household every Thursday.
Yeah, that is Miss Chapel Roan. Big fan. Joey's a big fan of Chapel Roan. Saw her open for Olivia Rodrigo.
Wow.
Yeah, that was, let me tell you, what a great night. We're standing in line to get drinks, and the people, it was in front of us or behind us, asked us where our kids were. So my wife and I, and we're like, oh yeah, they're in the bathroom. Like, yeah, their grandma took them in the bathroom, and yeah, we were just there to see Olivia Rodrigo. And this was before Chapel Roan like had become like, big, so it was pretty cool. I don't know, we had a good time.
It's always
We
fun
felt
when
old
those
as crap.
openers end up becoming like big stars. Yeah.
So Red Sonja. Monday Night Football has stunk since Dennis Miller left. Just hot takes
It's a
abound
sentence
tonight.
that has
Love
never been typed in the history of the world.
it. When Ladarius caught my Pink Pony reference. Yeah, that was a little hint for people. Maybe they know that song. Yeah. And where's that? Also, was real crowd at Lollapalooza a few years ago. Second biggest I've seen, but for an afternoon act, it was even more impressive. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Chuckles moving up into the top spot. Frank in the chat next. Benito Bowl, Ladarius, Dave. He's on the board. Get excited, folks.
I had to think a long time about that first question. I left some points on the table there.
It's okay. Jeff Bolt. Dennis Miller was the worst on Monday Night Football. Just polar opposites in the chat tonight. Love to see it, but
He was
everybody's
great in Joe
welcome.
Dirt. Second day in a row, you and I have talked about Joe Dirt.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dave with the Joe Dirt references a lot lately. Oh my goodness. I can't say any of the Joe Dirt quotes I know.
Bob wants to see the rest of my shirt.
Hey, Bob Harris in here. What's going on, Bob?
Ashes of Leviathan 2024.
Mm-hmm. Bob, you want to see the rest of my shirt? It's got a winking eye and some candles. My sister got this for me for Christmas, and there was a big laugh in the room, and I was like genuinely like, thank you so much. I love this shirt. So yeah. Shame, like once you have kids and like you pass 40, like shame just isn't the same. It's like, I just want to like what I like,
Mm-hmm.
Bob, you knew who Olivia Rodrigo is. Come on now.
I think Bob and I are going to the same tour, Lamb of God, this same band. They're playing they're touring again this summer. And I think Bob's going to see him in Dallas. I'm going to see him in Denver. It should be a good one.
Dave's been trying really hard to get me to listen to a metal band act. And he's gonna succeed one of these days, but he sent me a couple of clips a couple times, and I'm just like, I'm a little afraid. So
I'm glad you like it.
It'd be a good turn for you, Joey. I feel like that's something that you should explore.
I don't know, maybe I should. Dave, I have a question. Is Iron Maiden, are they a heavy metal band?
They are. They are a classic, just thrash metal band from back in the day. I don't think that's your vein too much. I think you'd like a Dream Theater type. I let me think about it a little bit. I can find a band that I bet you would like.
Tool's not heavy metal. Tool's like hard rock, right?
Oh, they're absolutely metal. Yeah.
So I've seen Tool in concert. So then Okay.
Joey, right,
All
the metalhead. Who knew?
There you go.
Well, you know, I got the jean jacket. What would you expect? A black t-shirt? Like, I know what's going on. Lamb of God, Macedon. I know them well. Yeah, Bob. First time I met Bob Harris. I'm gonna tell a little story here. Bob Harris had a t-shirt on and it said Gojira on it. And I was like, oh, I love your Godzilla shirt. And Bob's like, nope. I was like, oh, okay. Joey, the movie guy, thought it was a Japanese Godzilla shirt.
Well before Bob was ever at Footballguys. The first time I ever met him, very similar. He was wearing, I think it was an Opeth shirt. I can't remember exactly, but it was a metal band, and that's how Bob Harris and I struck up our first conversation ever. Was me complimenting his t-shirt.
We gotta get Bob Harris on here. He was a good time. Bob said the sweetest thing to me. I took a week off from work and sent me a nice message. He said, Joey, send me a list of 10 movies recent for me to watch. I haven't seen a movie in a year. I was like, okay, Bob. Look at that. I was going to recommend Sound of Metal to Bob. I think he would really dig it.
Bob checked me, by the way. The new wave of British heavy metal is a much more accurate subgenre for Iron Maiden.
Oh, Bill Polian just did a report that he did vote for Belichick. Drama. Never got to see Dragon Sound in person. Dave, is that another hard rock band?
Not familiar with them. I feel like I should, but I don't.
Somebody saying cue up the Anthrax. All right.
It's a band.
I do know who Anthrax is. Joey has Billy Madison Return to High School vibes tonight. Yeah, just like on the hood of my Trans Am, opening the jacket up. Yeah. My daughters love Billy Madison, which I probably shouldn't show them at this age, but they just think it's so funny. All right, let's look at the leaderboard. Jake, you've seen Billy Madison?
I have. It's been a long time.
Sloppy Joe's. Made them extra sloppy for you. Hey, lady, you're scaring us. All right. It's like the only quote I could probably say from that movie. All right, next question. Which popular 90s music group's lead singer has a clothing line that partners with the NFL? Is it Pearl Jam, the Spin Doctors, Hootie and the Blowfish, or the Goo Goo Dolls? And that's one of the shirts you can buy from their clothing line. So which popular 90s music group's lead singer has a clothing line that partners with the NFL?
I just recently found this out while doing some Christmas shopping this year.
And they're awful shirts and you shouldn't buy them. Just kidding.
Are
Are they? I don't know. Do you have any of them?
Something. I don't. I did see that Bad Bunny released an NFL collection, and it's kind of fire.
Who?
Oh, Bad Bunny.
Baboni. That's right. There
Bad
you go.
Bunny. Yeah.
You gotta say it the right way. Okay, cool. Sorry. I've been correcting everyone on that lately because it's, I don't know, I'm annoying like that. All right. Yeah. Hootie and the Blowfish. Darius Rucker has a t-shirt line. Dave, did you buy one or no?
No.
Okay.
Just on Fanatics. So I was like, oh, look at that. Darius Rucker is selling NFL gear.
Dave, do you like Ghost? And are they metal?
I'm not the biggest Ghost fan, but I think they would technically qualify as metal, and I think that's one that you would like, Joey. They have cleaner vocals, and if you watch their like live bands, like very theatrical performances, like huge stage design and costumes and makeup. Like it is more of a production than it is just like, pure in your face, unthrottled metal.
I'll have to check them out. I did hear you can just see right through them though.
Hey.
It's not funny, but I'm laughing. Guar is fun.
Another production. Yeah, very much so a production. Yes.
My camera got unplugged.
I thought you did it on
Steve
purpose.
reference in the chat. I don't know who that is. I wanted to make the joke, and I didn't think anybody would understand that. Joey, I've sent you this guy's videos on Instagram before. He's this guy who just like heckles strangers on the street, and Steve Balboni is a reoccurring name in his jokes.
There you go. All right. Let's take a look at the next question. I have a lot to do. Like, I got to manage the chat. Jake was supposed to take that over. And we did talk about this in the offseason. Like, Jake's like, I'm going to do the comments, Joey. I'm like, great, Jake. And then I forgot to set that up. So that's on me. But you know what? We like to peek behind the curtain on the show. All right. Leaderboard. Chuckles hanging up top. Frank in the chat next. Benito Bowl is on fire. So blow on the bowl because it's a little hot. Ladarius and Dave still hanging in there. Love to see it. We're only through 3 questions. Jake, this show's going to be a little long.
So what happens when we take a break, Joey? We just get carried away.
Well, see, we're so used to the show. When we had our company retreat, Jake and I got up there to do the trivia, and we did 15 questions. We were done in 15 minutes. And we're like, what the heck? Yeah. So
they didn't let us banter. They just wanted to play.
We tried to banter, and then they were like all being talkative and stuff.
Yeah, very rude.
I don't know. Dave was outside climbing up the side of the building like that guy on Netflix.
Listening to Tool.
Mm-hmm. He was listening.
Was Honnold really listening to Tool?
He said that. I don't know if you heard that. Like they were interviewing him, and he said he listens to Tool to get in the zone, which is
psycho. He's a
very relatable.
But then he was like, "Yeah, but my headphones went out halfway through, and I just was like, yeah, I'm in a groove."
I will say, Tool is like some of my favorite music to work to because like it's just enough energy to like make you want to just like kind of get into that flow state, but it's also not like so much that it's kind of like throwing you off. Like Tool is just perfect music to work to.
Their lyrics are really good. That's how I got turned on to Tool. Is girl I was dating before my wife. I was a big Tool fan, and she was like, "I think you would like him because of the lyrics." And she just sent me some lyrics, and I was like, "Oh wow, this band's really good." But yeah, I don't need to talk about her anymore. Jake, you're doing a great job with the chat. Don't listen to Joey.
Thank you, Frank.
No, I haven't passed it over. Yeah. Joey's having trouble with control. All right. Scott Ian trivia. His father-in-law was the great Meatloaf, who was also a monster fantasy football player.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. So I got a little confused here when Bob said Scott Ian because Scott Fish has a son named Ian. So I thought it was
Scott Ian is the lead guitarist of Anthrax.
Of Anthrax. That's right. I knew that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Meatloaf. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I know some Meatloaf. That's not heavy metal though. If you're Alex Honnold, what do you do next? You just climbed a building. Now what? Jake, what would you climb?
Take your money that Netflix gave you and retire. And
he did not get retiring money.
I thought he said, what was the money? I thought he said it was like crazy.
$500,000, which I mean, like, don't get $500,000. I'm not going to turn away $500,000, but that is not like what I thought he would have gotten for that.
I think my going rate for climbing Taipei 101, whatever it is around $1 billion is my price.
I could retire on $500 million, 500,000. You said,
yeah.
I don't know if I could retire on that. I mean, I could. I'd invest it well.
But it's what I think people expected millions, but he didn't have any leverage in the negotiations because it's a relatively, crazy as it sounds, it's an easy climb. I think there's a lot of rock climbers who could have done that. He wanted to do it, so he didn't really have leverage because if he didn't take the money, they would have found somebody else who would have. So I think he was just happy to get anything for it and fulfill a lifelong dream.
Yeah, Mike Tallis has a good comment in the chat. I must have read too quickly. He said embarrassingly low amount. I just thought it was an embarrassing amount of money that he was getting. I thought he meant in a bike.
Oh wow,
a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Climb Mount Rushmore.
Sure.
They did that North by Northwest.
I would just want to dangle from one of the noses and just look like a human booger.
I feel like they did that in Austin Powers.
I think so. Maybe that's why it's in my mind. There's something with Mount Rushmore.
There's something with that.
Yeah. Maybe not.
I've
seen that done though.
It was, yeah. I think you're just thinking in Dr. Evil's Evil Lair, he like carved his face into the side of the mountain.
Maybe that's it. I often get Dr. Evil and Abraham Lincoln confused on sides of mountains. So you're pretty much right on mark there, Dave. Did I just call Abraham Lincoln evil? I don't want that to be on record, everyone. I think he was a pretty cool guy. I don't think he deserved to have what happened to him happen. I just want to have that on record. Big Abraham Lincoln fan over here. Honesty, beards. I'm a big fan. Big hats.
Joey, you're getting called out. I think I was right. Frank saying the Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty would be pretty cool. That would be a cool climb.
Statue of Liberty, Jake is right. What are you right about?
The booger.
Yeah. So what is it from, though?
Around the World in 80 Days.
Oh. There we go. Jake, you're right. Joey's wrong.
Never thought those
it
words
wasn't
would be
that hard to
said.
say. We got it out.
Wow.
All right.
It was hard for you though.
Quote of the day. I think Jake might have just had it, but quote of the day. Dave wants to look like a human bugger. Okay.
Yep. There it is.
Let's get on to the fourth question. Boy, we'll speed it up, guys. We're sorry. We've missed you all so much. The standard diameter of a vinyl record LP is 12 inches. Which player had more than 12 receiving touchdowns in 2025? Was that T. Higgins, Devontae Adams, Trey McBride, or Amon-Ra St. Brown? It's the standard diameter of a vinyl record LP. Reno Williams already climbed the Statue of Liberty. Obscure 80s movie reference. Shout out to the missus. Ran by Starbucks and got me a coffee for the first Trivia Night Live of the season.
Wow. What's your order, Joey?
Let me tell you my order, Jake, because that's a really good question. It is an iced coffee with oat milk and 2 pumps of vanilla. That's my order. And it's not that expensive. And it tastes just as good as like there are other drinks they charge you $8 for. So
There you
Starbucks
go.
is like the closest coffee shop we have to our house that has decent coffee.
If I had a
Devontae
Starbucks
Adams.
coffee
Good.
this late, I wouldn't sleep. I don't know how you do it. It's way too late in the day to be drinking
I will be able
coffee.
to go to sleep as soon as the show is over.
If I have
Although
a
I do
coffee
have
after like 3 p.m., I toss and turn all night. Like I can't sleep.
Devontae Adams, 14 touchdowns last season. So you say, what did they say? He's had a quote. It was like his 7th NFC Championship game that he missed.
5th. Yeah. 0-5.
Okay. 0-5. Just I wanted to see him get one. One of my favorite fantasy players, I think, of all time at this point. Just always dependable. He's the Jake Bryant of fantasy football for me.
I also
Ben
like that he got
Golden.
off to a slow start. You don't see that all too often. Like 3 years in the league where people thought he was a bust, and then he just developed into like one of the best receivers of all time after that.
Oh, I can't put that question up. Sorry, Jeff. I'm with you, Dave. No coffee late. Joey has a superpower. You have a superpower. Well, if that's my superpower, that's pretty lame. All right, let's get on to that next question. Oh, wait, scoreboard first.
Oh,
Chuckles, 38.56. Dave moving up into second place. Jake and I discussed this before the show. Guests are eligible for the final episode. We are discussing if Jake and I are eligible, if we just get first round buys and we get to play in the grand championship. We haven't decided yet if we're going to play. I mean, because we all know the one time I did play trivia, I perfect score. I cleaned house. So
didn't miss a question.
Didn't miss a question. So we don't know.
I couldn't
if we
care
want
less
to
about the
do it.
Tournament of Champions. I just want that free Football Guys sub.
I'm really glad you followed up with the second part because I was like, way to piss on my idea, Dave. All right. Next question. Vinyl sales in the U.S. surpassed CDs in 2020 for the first time since 1986. Who was the MVP of the Super Bowl in 2020? Was it Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tom Brady, or Julian Edelman? Jeff, your question does not violate anything. You are a valued viewer and community member. We love you very much. You're all good, buddy.
I have no idea the answer to this question, Joey.
Is that really what the MVP trophy looks like? Because that's pretty cheesy. I'm sorry.
It looks like the Nickelodeon blimp almost.
Did he win a Nickelodeon award? Do I have the wrong?
Well, I'm assuming that's the MVP award, but it kind of looks like a blimp.
I think it might be a lighting thing. Like it might be on there, but it's not as prominent. But like when the light hits it, maybe it looks like that. Patrick Mahomes was the MVP of the Super Bowl in 2020. Julian Edelman was the year before that. In the year that Julian Edelman was the Super Bowl MVP, I got to go to that parade at Disney when the Patriots won, and he was cursing up a storm right in front of Cinderella's castle. It was hysterical, and Tom Brady snatched the microphone away from him. It's really,
How
really
often
fun.
do you see this, that more people get it wrong than right? I feel like that's not typically the case here. That's a tough question.
See, there was a tricky question. Let me just pull back the curtain of how I wrote the question. So the correct answer was Chiefs, but because the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, it's like, okay, I'll put Kelsey on there. So they got a 50-50 on the Chiefs.
Sandwich between Edelman and Brady, that's a tough one.
Which were the MVPs before and after. So it makes you think, okay, was Brady the MVP with the Patriots or was it with the Bucks? Playing mind games there. That's what we like to do.
I don't know who this person is in the chat, but they made a Steve Balbina reference earlier, which cracked me up. And now they're talking about Tim Meadows. I don't know who this person is, but they're speaking my language. I don't even know where the Tim Meadows conversation came from.
Tim Meadows, most underrated cast member of Saturday Night Live.
Oh my God, just one of the funniest actors of all time.
So good.
I love Tim Meadows so much.
He's in one of the best I think you should leave sketches.
Yes, he choked on the feather.
The feather.
Like everything he's in, he steals. Like his role in Dewey Cox is one of the funniest characters ever. Like Tim Meadows he's amazing.
My best friend Siobhan Basteo looks like Tim Meadows, and it's you can do all the voices like the ladies' man. It's just like it's like my own personal Tim Meadows. I can keep in my pocket.
Whoever this is, W. Phrase Jr., we're speaking the same language here.
Frank or Retro Choach. All right. Scoreboard. Sampa moving up into 5th place. Leaderboard stays mainly the same. Ladarius hanging there in 4th place. Watch out for Ladarius. He's a ringer. All right. Let's go to the next question. Which one of these novelty type acts has never been part of the Super Bowl halftime show? An Elvis impersonator, the Rockettes, Miss Texas 1973 playing a fiddle, or the Muppets? Which one of them has never been a part of the Super Bowl halftime show?
You know, I was just back in Chicago. We went to a bar before the Bears game, my stepdad and I. 11 a.m. There was an Elvis impersonator just singing his heart out on stage. And he wasn't great, but he was giving it a lot of effort. And the guy next to us, he was saying that it was one of his real life friends and that they were there to support him. My stepdad didn't hear that part. So the guy pulls his phone out and he is videotaping this Elvis impersonator. My stepdad turns to me and very loudly goes, "This guy sucks." And I felt so bad.
Oh, that's terrible. The correct answer is the Muppets. Yeah. And that's a darn shame that the Muppets have never been involved in the halftime show. Just hopefully this new Muppet show works out because they should be part of it. Can you imagine like a Muppets halftime show? It'd be so great.
I can't believe it hasn't happened.
And to get back to Dave's Elvis impersonator, if I'm going to see an Elvis impersonator, I don't know if I want to see a good one. I think I want to see what you saw, like not that good, but trying really, really hard.
Yeah. This was like the looks of late career Elvis, but the energy of early career Elvis, and it just made for a spectacle.
So that's what I want to see. This has been mentioned a lot. Weird Al from Super
Who
Bowl
is this person? I love Weird Al as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to see Weird Al in concert this summer. I don't know who this person is, but like they are in my brain. This is weird.
There you go. Dave, we found your burner.
I just this Christmas season introduced my wife to The Night Santa Went Crazy by Weird Al. She had never heard that song before and she hated it.
Jake, do you have a favorite Weird Al
house and never again?
Do you have a favorite Weird Al song?
Oh man. I think I haven't heard a Weird Al song since like middle school, maybe. No, to be honest, I don't.
Dave, you'll have to correct me on the title here, but it's "You Don't Love Me Anymore" or "She Doesn't Love Me Anymore." Like she slammed my face down on the barbecue grill.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's so funny.
The Gump one is also good, where they redid "Lump" by Presidents of the USA, but sang an entire song about Forrest Gump. Yeah, good stuff.
Whichever one. What's the Star Wars one that he did? What's the title of that?
Something the saga knows no end or something. The saga continues or something. Yeah,
something. That's what I think of.
Dave, do you have a favorite Weird Al song?
Probably Gump, but I also like Amish Paradise is just a classic.
Yeah,
so good.
That's good. Yeah. Weird Al. It's good stuff. I wasn't allowed to listen to like Nirvana when I was young, but I was allowed to listen to Weird Al. So like this smells like Nirvana.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. There you go. All right. Take a look at the scoreboard. Jake, did it used to be called the leaderboard? I feel like it did.
I think maybe we just said leaderboard.
Joey does not
Or
read.
did they change it?
Yeah. The hoser's in here. Oh, we should do some Strange Brew trivia one week. Anybody here seen Strange Brew? It's a great movie. Oh my gosh. It's actually Hamlet. Yeah. Chuckles up in first place. Ladarius, I told you guys to watch out. He's coming. Oh, it's called Got a Funny Feeling. Yep. Oh, You Don't Love Me Anymore. Yeah. Just, oh man. Hearing that song, you think you're hearing a little ballad, and then he starts talking about all these awful things that his wife was doing to him. So funny. White and nerdy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Second on White and nerdy. There we go. All right, let's move on to the next question. So we got to get through some. In Lizzo's 2017 hit, Truth Hurts, what team does the new man play for with the fresh photos with the bomb lighting? The Seattle Seahawks, Minnesota Vikings, Las Vegas Raiders, or Atlanta Falcons?
Made a very educated guess on this one because I do not know.
And spoiler for anyone that's going to be in Canton, Ohio, I am working on Truth Hurts for karaoke. I think I can pull it off. And I think it'd be very funny if I were to do it. So we'll see. I have done, what was the Digital Underground song I did? Humpty Dance. I did Humpty Dance, the karaoke. That was really good. Or so I'm told. Jake Trowbridge like had a video of it, and he's like, "This is the funniest thing I've ever seen." And I was like, "Well, that means a lot coming from you, Jake." Correct answer is Minnesota Vikings. Yeah. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. That's how it goes. Truth Hurts.
I just guessed that lightning and Vikings kind of rhymed.
Yeah. See, that's Dave. Even if you see, we're playing brain games now.
Good test taker.
In there. Karaoke is Sunday night in Canton. Mm-hmm. A friend. Who is this guy? A friend of mine was in the room when Weird Al called Cobain to ask for permission to do "Smells Like Nirvana."
I listened to, speaking of vinyl records, I listened to Nirvana's Unplugged last night on vinyl, and it is just such a good album.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Bob.
If it's not Hutch doing Eminem, I don't want to hear it. Bob, you would be our front row center for me. You're always supportive of me. Jeff, we are talking about the Expo in Canton, Ohio. I believe it's the last weekend in July this year. They moved it back before the Hall of Fame weekend. So from what the website says. So yeah, if you're there, I'll be there. Hopefully my dog doesn't eat anything this year and I'll stay the whole time. Because last year I had to fly out really quick on Saturday afternoon. All right. Chuckles just wanting to be in that Tournament of Champions final. Ladarius biting at his heels. Dave's there. Sampa. Wingro. I don't know if that's a dirty name or not. Oh, Frank in the chat letting us know July 24th through the 26th. Will Lizzo appear with me? Bob, I didn't know you had a thing for Lizzo, but if you want, I'll call her and see what she's up to. All right, next question. What team is closest to the 923 franchise wins, the same number of weeks Bob Marley's legend has been on the Billboard charts? Is it the Chicago Bears, the Los Angeles Rams, the Dallas Cowboys, or the Green Bay Packers?
Are there any context clues in this one, Joey?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, in a way there is, and I'll explain why after. Because I can't, but I didn't intend this to happen, but it kind of did by accident. I worked at Barnes & Noble as the music manager for 7 years, and this album was bought at least 3 or 4 times a week for the entire time I was there. It doesn't shock me that this has spent 923 weeks.
I own it on vinyl. I bought it
Yeah.
about probably 12 years ago or so, like way after it came out, but it's so good.
Yep. Just, the Green Bay Packers. The clue was it's green, and Bob Marley liked green. Money.
You'd also pack.
Mhm.
I'll stop myself.
There you go, Dave. That's good. No, that's good. You can say that.
Cheesy, smells a little like never mind. Next question.
If you're doing Digital Underground, not freaks of the industry, no, I went Humpty Dance because I want to talk about pickles. All right,
Burger King
trivia. Which
bathrooms.
SNL cast member helped Weird Al talk to Cobain on the phone? I don't know that. Oh, Chuckles missed one. The board tightened up a little bit. Let's move on to the next question. They got some time. Who holds the record for the longest rendition of the national anthem before the Super Bowl? Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Alicia Keys, or Chris Stapleton? That's John Baptiste in that photo, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That is.
Amazing documentary about him if you haven't seen it.
Does the mystery guy know? I don't know who's the SNL cast member who talked Weird Al. Let me see if I can. Okay, so this would have been mid 90s. Was it Phil Hartman? I feel like Phil Hartman would. Not Chris Farley. No. Alicia Keys has the longest rendition of the national anthem.
Mm-hmm. I think it's like 2:30 something.
Another amazing concert. Alicia Keys. Oh my goodness. She was playing at a fest. I had like very low on my priority of people I wanted to see at that fest, and then was just slack-jawed during her entire performance. She's unbelievable.
Oh, was it Jodie Sweetin, retro coach? Or yeah, I feel like that's who it was. Was that her name, Jodie Sweetin? She was the girl that played as Pat. It's Pat. She played Pat. She was in Pulp Fiction, so I feel like she's got street cred. She would know Cobain because she was in Pulp Fiction. That's my line of thinking. All right, we'll see who it is. All right. That's a good trivia question. No. Oh, it's Victoria Jackson. That would make sense, the UHF co-star. You guys ever seen UHF?
Yeah, I watched that when I was a kid.
Jake, we're putting it on the list if you haven't seen it. It's so good.
I have not.
That's what I meant, yeah. Yeah, UHF is really fun. You get to drink from the fire hose. All right. Sampa moving up to the top spot with pancakes on their head. Let's go, Chuckles. Deb. Hey, welcome in, Deb. Wayne Grove, Benito Bowl. Dave is gone. Dave has fallen from. So's Ladarius, though. So
I missed 3 straight
tonight. Yeah. All right. What song does South Carolina always play before kickoff? Electric Feel, Sandstorm, Levels, or Bangarang? W. Frazier Jr. I watch it twice a year. Twinkie Wiener Sandwich. What if this is Weird Al, and he's tuned into the show tonight? That'd be pretty exciting.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I own UHF on. I know I have it on some format, but it's not Blu-ray, and I wanted to get the Blu-ray because it's such a good movie.
Speaking of Levels, that was when I was like big into like new up and coming music, and I came across this song the night that it was released, and I was just blown away. Like I thought it was such a good song. I heard it at like 2 a.m. by myself with my headphones on, and then I looked it up, and I just saw that Avicii happened to be coming to Chicago the very next week. So I just bought 10 tickets because they were like $15 a piece. So I bought 10 tickets, just gave them to all my friends. We ended up going to that show. There were maybe like 1,500 people at the show. Like the venue was just like not even close to capacity. That was a very fun show to be at. It was like very early in Avicii's career, and it was a good time.
That's awesome. Have you listened to Levels Backwards, Dave?
I have not.
After
Level.
the show, just just Google Levels Backwards.
I will.
It'll be pretty awesome.
All right. I am looking it up now so I could save it for after the show.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. All right. We'll see. Chuckles back into first place. Sampa falls into second. Deb moving up into fourth. Wingro's got a little flame. 5 in a row. All right. Yeah. Jody Sweeten is from Full House. It all connected in my head once I heard Julia Sweeney. Should be so lucky to be a Weird Al. Yeah. All right. Next question. Are you done looking up your thing you wanted to look up, Dave?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you got
Levels Backwards is saved for after the show.
There we go. I just don't want to
I
make
feel
sure
like I can hear it in my head. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Joey, you should do it too.
I will. All right. Next question. Every Grammy Award is made using a custom metal. What is the name of that metal? Is it Grome, Gramonite, Gramium, or Gravular? Jake, fantastic trivia question.
Thank you.
Well done. What's her name? Why am I forgetting her name?
That's Billie Eilish.
That's Billie Eilish. Oh, my Tristan, my oldest daughter, she loves Billie Eilish.
And that
The 31
night,
Days. Yeah.
I forget her and someone else. It's like whatever the 4 Grammys. I'm butchering the trivia question, but something along the lines of like those 4 Grammys was only her another person has done it before.
Did Phineas, was he part of all that? Isn't that her brother?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to prove that I knew who Billie Eilish was.
Really
I blanked on her name.
Really underrated producer too.
Mm-hmm.
One of our earliest songs, Bad Guy. It's like the perfect song to test out a speaker system. Like it's just like immaculately produced. It sounds so good on a good speaker system.
I know I'm thinking of the right song here. Have you heard the story of where they got that sound for Bad Guy?
She's at the dentist getting a root canal done or something.
Really?
I heard it was from a traffic light in Australia. Like when you're walking across and it's like.
Oh, I think I'm thinking of a different song of hers where she's getting like a root canal done, and it's the drilling of like get into her too.
See, just music is everywhere, folks. Let's tie it all in tonight, you know.
Yeah, we were coming home from Lollapalooza once on the train, and just like, there's like a rhythm to the train as it's like moving at the same speed, and everybody was just like dancing to the music on the train coming home from Lollapalooza one night. Fun memory. That's awesome. Sounded just like some industrial house. Had to be there.
Gramium is the name of the metal that all the Grammys are made out of. We should get do we have any Grammys winners? We should get a Grammy winner on the show sometime. Bob, do you know anyone? Bob's got to like hang out with Michael Bublé and talk about fantasy football.
Pretty sure Anthrax. If Anthrax has some Grammys.
There you go. Bob, get us a Grammy winner on the show. We need to make it happen. All right. We're moving through the questions now. Sampa back into first place. Deb, though, rocketing up into second place. Ladarius is sneaking around there, trying to make his comeback. All right, next question. Who holds a record for most Super Bowl halftime show appearances? Is it Justin Timberlake, Beyonce, Bruno Mars, or Gloria Estefan?
I think I've got Kendrick 6 Lamar. Straight wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Get on your feet. I like Gloria Estefan. I know what I would say on this one. I didn't write. This was a Jake question. It's a good question. I just don't know the answer. I don't listen to Bublé, but I'm told he's very popular. I'm crushing him in a postseason one and done. Good job, Bob. Way to represent the company well. Correct answer is Gloria Estefan.
And Justin Timberlake.
Oh, so either or.
They both
All
are
right.
at 3.
Okay.
Justin Timberlake for NSYNC in like 2001, and then he was on again in 2004, as you may remember.
Janet Jackson.
Yes.
Oh, 13-year-old Dave remembers that well.
Yeah. Never forget that night.
Oh,
And
remember the
then-
Janet Jackson one.
I was in a group with all my 8th grade buddies. That room exploded.
Yeah.
And then again in 2018, and Gloria Estefan, I think similar circumstances of like on a group, but wasn't the headliner, obviously. But they both at 3.
Gloria Estefan was like the first like music act that was just a sole, like, this is who's going to be the halftime show. She was like the first one that they did that with. The year before it was like Walt Disney produced it. But yeah. And then once Gloria Estefan did it, there was like no looking back. It was all bands and stuff from then on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, best Super Bowl halftime show. What's your opinion? I'll go to Jake first. Chat, let us know.
I feel like that's a tough question because it's like best Super Bowl halftime performance that like I have seen or remember. Because like my thought goes to like Creed, but I don't
Thanksgiving.
remember. Oh, that's Thanksgiving game. Oh,
that,
even
that
Super Bowl.
beautiful performance was bestowed upon us
wow.
on Thanksgiving. Yeah.
I always thought that was no, I got that mixed up. Shoot, come back to me. Give me a second.
Dave, best halftime show.
I don't know. I did really like the hip hop one they did a couple years ago, and I can't even remember
was
who
good.
it was. It was like I think Snoop Dogg was named the headliner, but then they had like 50 Cent and everybody else coming out. That was a fun one.
The correct answer is in the chat, just in case anyone's wondering.
Oh, Prince.
Yes,
I
the best.
forgot about Prince's. Yes, that was a good one. Yes.
He played Purple Rain in the Rain behind a giant curtain and made the guitar look like something inappropriate.
Also the
It's
best
just-
episode of New Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just
Um,
passes out.
that, and then I'm Red Hot Chili Peppers. You just gotta throw them out there.
Mhm.
But Prince is probably.
I thought Lady Gaga did a pretty good job at hers.
she jumped off the roof. Or Katy Perry and the Left Shark will always be one of my favorites.
Even though you don't like U2, like right after 9/11, that was a pretty cool halftime show. That one meant a little, had some extra meaning to it. But
Jake was 2 or 3.
No, 2. Yeah, but Prince in the Rain, just like holy cow. Yeah. It's easily up with people. Yeah, if you go to the Wikipedia page for the halftime shows, there's this band Up With People that appears like 4 times. So whoever Up With People is, I don't know. Yeah, all right. Next question. We're having fun tonight, guys, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sampa in first place. Ladarius is coming. It's on the heels. Deb, the hoser, and Chuckles trying to get their spot back. Michael Jackson at the Rose Bowl is pretty epic. Same game, Whitney Houston sang the national anthem. Wow, 2 big moments right there. Black Eyed Peas with Slash. Bob saw that. It was horrible.
I read that in Bob's voice.
Yeah. I got to work on my Bob Harris impression. I got the glasses. I could really do a fun Bob if I needed to. Just got to see Bob in Vegas as well. It was good times. Always seeing Bob. All right. Next question. Got 3 left. Which player this season had more regular season sacks than U2 has total Grammys? Wow, Jake's just after U2. Myles Garrett, Will Anderson Jr., Brian Burns, or Aiden Hutchinson? Bono's like, Jake, why do you not like me? I can't do a Bono impression.
No, I like you two. I just think, I don't know. It's just something about it.
I don't dislike them. It's just I never got into them. And it's like so much of my music that I listen to today is based off of the CDs that I would take from my dad as a kid. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Spin Doctors, like all sorts of weird stuff. And I remember listening to the U2 album and just being like, I'm never going to listen to this one again. Joshua Tree, actually.
Yeah. One of my friend group's biggest debates growing up was who is bigger, U2 or Coldplay? And obviously I think everyone knows. Well, now, but like, like I think popularity wise, like I think we know that U2 is probably going to draw the biggest crowd. By the time he would not give in, that like he was like, no, it's got to be Coldplay. It's got to be Coldplay. I was like, dude, U2 could sell out like small countries,
right? Yeah, just for whatever reason, never resonated with me. Like I appreciate what they did, but just not for me. Bob Harris, not even U2 likes U2.
Nobody likes U2.
I think it was when Apple forced everyone to download their new album. That I think that's what did it for me.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett, correct answer on this one. Myles Garrett, one of the people leading the charge in the Football Guys Royal Rumble Twitter polls we have going on. Get in there and vote on that. That's been fun. Big Dom, the guy's got a big support group out there. Maybe loving Big Dom. Looks like he's probably going to win the whole thing. So, yeah. All right. Take a look. Sampa. They're starting to pull away. 500-point lead over Deb. The Hosier Chuckles and Ladarius. All right. 2 questions left. Travis Kelce isn't the only NFL player with a Grammy-winning partner. What NFL quarterback's wife is a Grammy winner? Justin Herbert, Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, or Joe Flacco? I thought the music started again, like the Kahoot music.
You saw the gramophone and thought it was going.
Mm-hmm. Is that what that's called? A gramophone?
Mm-hmm.
What are those little balls called?
I think those are called little balls.
It's easy. Oh,
Joey and I could hear us both biting our tongues.
Yeah. Hi, Barbara. How are you doing? Hey, y'all. Sorry I'm late.
Sometimes I like to lob it up for people, to see what people say.
Yeah. Got to hang with Barbara as well in the wee hours of the morning in the casinos of Las Vegas. No, I'm just kidding. No, Barbara. Great time seeing her in Vegas as well.
I like the Barbara shows up to the tables and then just takes all the luck for herself. Everybody else starts losing and Barb just starts winning all of it.
I did have a moment in Vegas this year where I was down to my last 40 in chips and I pushed most of it on 23 and I was feeling it. I was wearing a tracksuit. I was dancing and that number hit. And in my mind, that table exploded with excitement. People around it. That took a little bit of the flavor away. About 15 minutes earlier, Dave was at another table and everybody hit over there and they went crazy.
Well, I was at the table with you and it was just a cold table. So I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I took my money. I walked over to the table right next to us. I said, Cecil, Clayton, what are we betting on? And they said 7. I said, all right, we all put our money on 7 and it hit just like that.
Where I had to grind for my 23 to hit, but it did. And I got excited. And then the next night I got food poisoning, I think. And told a dealer that she was awful and left the table. Barbara was sitting there and I was just like, there's something wrong with this table. The numbers are awful. The ball is awful. I think the dealer might be awful. I'm going to bed. And I was not feeling good because that's unlike me to be rude like that. But I was not happy. All right. And then Hutch got kicked out of the casino because he was too young. No. He wasn't even allowed to watch. He wouldn't even let Hutch. One day, Hutch, we'll get you in there. Sampa. Are they going to do it? They don't have a commanding lead, but it's enough of a lead. All right. Next question. The final question of the pack. Everybody get ready.
Oh, boy.
The band The Eagles was formed in 1971 in Los Angeles. How many miles would an eagle have to fly from Los Angeles to Philadelphia? 2,355. Jake, you messed the numbers up. 2,401, 2,678, or 2,794.
I thought that's how you liked it.
You got him right.
Is there a joke somewhere in here? Am I missing something? Is there context?
So the context is first time Jake did a numbers question on Trivia Night Live, he put the numbers in not numerical order and it exploded my brain. I could not read the numbers correctly.
We almost canceled the show, Dave. It was
if you ever want to see somebody get scolded on a stream. Go back. And I was like, Jake, listen, I don't want to tell you how to do your job here, but if you ever do the numbers like that again, I will fire you on camera. It wasn't that bad, but that's what my head was saying. 2,401 miles. I love this question. Good job, Jake.
How did that many people get it correct? I'm sorry. That's crazy. Most people got that.
Color
right.
yellow is attractive. So they push the yellow button.
I mean, I got it. If I don't know, C is my go-to. 25% of the time, it works every time.
All right. Take a look at the podium. In third place, Ladarius, almost there. And in second place, Deb. And in first place, and the first member of the Trivia Night Tournament champion, Sampa. Sampa, congratulations. Go ahead and reach out to us via the Football Guys Discord or the Fantasy Cares Discord. Send me a direct message, the Joey Wright, or on Twitter as well. We'll get your name entered into the bowl to make sure you come back to play for the championship. If you're a first person in, you get a Football Guys subscription as well. So make sure we get that for you. Awesome. Congratulations. Well, guys, had a good time tonight.
Great time.
Oh, I am the winner. Sampadas, okay. And I am from India. My best friend. Welcome. Yeah, my best friend Siobhan is in India right now for work.
Congratulations, Sampa.
Sampa, thank you so much for being here. Look at that. And how will I contact you? Sampa, if you've got Twitter, I can, I'm going to put my email that you can reach out to me in the chat right now. Jake, I want you to talk about what's coming up on Trivia Night Live. I prepared you for that.
Oh man, I gotta look at the schedule, Joey. What do we have? Next week we have Super Bowl with another special guest. Do you know who our special guest is, Joey?
It's Mung.
Yes, very excited. You know it by heart.
Sampa, I put the email in the chat there for you. Sorry, Jake, to put you on the spot there. You're a new subscriber. Oh my God. And you just got a Football Guys subscription as well. So we got you all set up, Sampa. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being here. So excited. All right. Yeah, we got Mung on next week for Super Bowl trivia.
Mung's a great guy.
Oh, Mung's awesome.
First podcast I ever did was with Mung.
Really?
Yeah. Like a long time ago. And he invited me on his podcast and I was so nervous, and we ended up, doing a podcast together, did another one like 6 months later. Then we met in real life. Now we work together at Football Guys, long time to get there. But yeah, Mung and I back in like 2019, first podcast I ever did.
Mung's a great guy. In the Football Guys retreat survey, he told me we needed to have more healthy food.
Oh,
how about that? So, but wow. Mung's a good looking guy. He's really healthy. So it didn't surprise me when he said that.
And
we'll have more salads for you, Mung.
Mung won me $60 over on Vegas with my Secret Santa gift.
Let's go, nice. Mung.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. Yeah, I remember the first time I met him, I was just like, "You are way taller than."
Yeah,
he's a tall guy.
He had pizza with him in Chicago as well. He's a good guy. Good. He'll be here with us next week doing Super Bowl trivia. We got a lot of fun themes coming up for you this offseason for the Tournament of Champions. But every week, Football Guys subscription given away. Make sure to go to fantasycares.org as well and get some of those Super Bowl squares donations there. That helps out. Awesome. Anything else from you guys? Let's all send away the chat with a message. Jake, do you have anything to say?
Best favorite album ever.
Ooh.
Yeah, there we go.
Ooh. Do you have one, Dave, in mind?
Depends what mood I'm in. That's a really tough question. That is not like a closing question. That's like a whole podcast.
I'll go first because I got it top of my head. It's Madman Across the Water, Elton John. It's got Tiny Dancer on it, which is my favorite song, but it's also got Holiday Inn, which I think is probably the most underrated Elton John song. And it does say my name in the song, so that's kind of cool too. But yeah, Madman Across the Water is my favorite album.
Yeah. Emotionalism by the Avett Brothers. Not to go too deep, but that band means a lot to me and my family, and just love them.
You know what? I'll go. I don't even know if it's my favorite, but I've been listening to it a lot lately. People, especially Steely Dan fans, really don't like Can't Buy a Thrill because it's their most commercially successful album. But it's a perfect album, front to back. Like, there is not a bad song. It is so re-listenable. Every time you hear it, you just hear something new in it. So I'll go with Tonight, Can't Buy a Thrill by Steely Dan.
Love it. Well, guys, I had a blast tonight. I hope you guys did too. Chat, thank you for being here with us, and we'll see you next week.